Hi, and welcome to the DawgHouse. We hope you're glad to be here because we're not.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No, allegedly we're hoping here. Screw it.
We've been having a tough day, so we're all practicing ventriloquism. If my lips are not in sync with my words, that's too bad. Just imagine what it's
What was
like.
that movie where he goes, don't you understand? Jackie Chan says to Chris.
Don't you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
Yeah, don't you understand where it come out of my mouth?
Yeah, so we've been having... this video struggle has been, I think, actually worse than our initial podcasting.
Much worse. And you know what? What we really should do, and we even thought about this during the podcastings, was to find like a 14-year-old kid to do it. And that's what we should have did. We should have punted.
And literally all our problems can be traced back to Travis. So if you know a Travis out there,
Punch
kick him in the
nuts.
face. No, kick him in the nuts.
Kick him in the nuts.
He's not using him anyway.
Yeah, that's
So go
probably
ahead.
true.
Go ahead and kick him in the nuts. So anyways, Warren, I saw that you actually rode something to the shop today, huh? To the show?
Yeah, I rode my bike down. The weather's finally good. It's not going to be that bad on the way back. Just
Right.
throw on a jacket, some chaps, and come on down and head back that way.
Yeah, I noticed that as I was pulling in and you were in my parking space.
I looked, there was no name, and I thought, okay.
Do I
park here
need
too.
to spray my name on this space?
You know, when they repaved the parking lot, they did take away our names.
Yeah. Well, the check to the landlord's got this little signature squealy thing on the bottom, and that's called my name.
Okay.
Okay.
That means all of them.
That's right. It means all of them. But anyway, so did you do anything interesting this weekend?
Lawn work, so no.
That's not interesting.
No,
That's what I
nothing
did.
interesting this weekend.
That's what I did.
No riding, just
Yeah, I did.
take stuff around the house.
Yeah.
Spring cleaning, spring plant.
I did yard work. Phil, you were doing outside stuff this weekend too, right?
Yeah, I worked on my house, and then I got to meet my new neighbors. I got to meet a lot of my new neighbors. You know, I'm not in the house full time yet, so that was kind of cool. And then I went to my nephew played a double header baseball game, and I haven't gone to any of his games yet this year. So I took Sunday.
For our
and went to
European
that.
listeners, that doesn't mean the players are Siamese twins, right?
No, maybe allegedly.
Right.
So that's what I did, because I got up early on Sunday morning to watch Moto America, and had 42 different press releases telling me 82 different websites it would be on, and still couldn't find it.
Yeah.
So I said, screw it, I watched World Superbike and MotoGP on the delay, and I am going to watch some baseball. That's what I did.
Right.
'Cause
Well,
I was
I
frustrated.
tried watching Moto America as well, and I pretty much got a shot of some guy. Raindrops, I saw some, and
A lot of
some
raindrops.
guy who was showing people walkie-talkies.
Yes, I
you see
did
that?
see that. He
Yes.
was on at like 6 in the morning too.
Right, yes, yeah.
I'm not exactly sure what that had to do with anything, except for he looked like the walkie-talkie guy.
Yeah, I can't quite figure out, because I know that they didn't have any races. They didn't have any races that would be televised early in the morning.
I don't know.
When I got that first announcement on it, it didn't make any sense to me either. But
I did watch the COTA Moto America race on Sunday afternoon.
yeah,
It was 1 week
Right,
take
right,
delay.
yeah.
And so while you knew the results, I still watched the race. It was still interesting, especially when the guys wrecked and the bodies would hydroplane for a half mile across the grass and track.
seems like Moto America is getting a very wet kickoff from these two places.
That's not
rained at
helpful.
COTA and rained
It's
in
not
Atlanta.
helpful. I just my big concern is that next month in VIR it better
We're
be
planning
dry.
on being there. It better be dry.
It better be dry.
Take your rain jacket with you, just in case.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to prepare for worst case.
Yeah. So, but other than that, I got it set up also to record on. Well, now I'm gonna look over there.
I have to find a way to get the producer's attention when he's like looking at the screen. But go ahead, you finish what you're saying.
I was gonna say I also have it set up because for some reason my recording of the races from COTA on Sunday didn't work. I set it up for CBS Sports, so I got it set up again. They're supposed to rebroadcast them again tomorrow night,
Right.
so hopefully it'll work.
Doesn't
then.
help us that those people that don't have that, but that don't have CBS Sports. But I don't understand why they don't have them up on. I noticed.
YouTube.
I saw the highlights from COTA.
Yeah,
I did not
but
see a
the
full
whole race could be there.
Well, it wasn't. I looked for the whole
I
race
know.
before.
I'm saying it could be.
It could be, but if they're broadcasting on fanschoice.tv, right, which is one of the places.
Which is one of the places they said they were.
And that's where I did find the rain, at least on Saturday. Why they don't put the videos?
Yeah, because Fan Choice does it with especially all the flat tracks, and they did that last year.
Unless
with
they
the stuff.
can't do that until CBS Sports catches up. Maybe they're.
Ooh, that could
Good
be.
catch,
Yeah.
good point.
Right.
That could be it.
Anyway.
I will try and find the answer to
Yeah, but
that.
Anyway,
CBS is not doing Moto America any justice.
I think if the producer wakes up, I'm going to let him know we're going to go to a break.
Because we're already struggling this week.
No, we're not struggling at all.
I was struggling before
our
the show.
times are off. We can't look at the clock because we started late today. So we're going to go ahead and head out to break, and then, which I don't understand why I'm not hearing music going out to the break. We should be hearing that, shouldn't we? Ah, that sounds like music. Okay.
Yes. That is break music.
That is break music. So we're going to head out to a break, and when we come back, Warren's going to start things off with some news. And we're going to practice our ventriloquism stuff because, hi, I'm Ken from the DawgHouse. Okay, so I'm coming back on the other side of the break.
And that's why I face this way.
Godzilla!
Hi, this is Elena Myers, and you're listening to the DawgHouse.
All right, everybody, welcome back to the DawgHouse on this funny evening where we can't seem to get anything working right and we're running late, but we'll get over it.
Well,
so
you know something I just thought about that? Elena Myers just said you're listening to the DawgHouse. You might be actually watching the DawgHouse. We hope you're watching the DawgHouse, right?
Well, yeah, yes, definitely. We want you to watch DawgHouse so we can get a little cash back from YouTube.
Very little, apparently.
Very little.
Yeah, very little.
We get paid weekly. WEAKLE.
Right.
Weekly with an A.
Oh, but never mind.
No, go ahead. You know you want to.
So I had a meeting with somebody who wants to start a podcast over the weekend, and that kind of killed my Saturday, part of my Saturday too. But he was talking about things, and I had mentioned playing sound effects in your soundcast, in your podcast and stuff, and I pulled up the program we used to do that and stuff on my laptop so I could show him what I meant. And of course it went to the ba-ba, 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 ba, and I was like, this is the greatest sound effect ever. And I played it like 40 times and he thought I was nuts.
I bet he did.
I was like, I don't care what you think. I know how to put up a podcast.
And now he doesn't want to do a podcast.
No, he totally does, and he wants to buy the ba-ba, 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 ba-ba.
Yeah, I don't know that we can sell that one.
And no, I don't want anybody else playing that.
It's worth a lot of money now because the guy making the noise is dead.
Yeah, allegedly.
Like a Picasso.
Yeah.
Well, I got this little article or list of top 10 riding songs from motorbikewriter.com, our friend Mark Hinchcliffe out of Australia. So while the list of these songs are definitely have a tint towards the Australian point of view, a lot of them hold fast to what we have in America as well.
Wait, let me guess. Waltzing Matilda.
It is Christmas in Australia.
Didn't make the list, either one of those.
Okay.
Number 10 on his list was a three-way tie with Roll On Down the Highway, Bachman Turner Overdrive, and Metallica's version of Metallica's version of Turn the Page.
Okay.
Yeah.
So both of those are pretty good. I said three-way.
Sure. Bob
Seger was the second. Bob Seger and Metallica both did Turn the Page.
So here's what I'm going to say, and I know it's James Hinchcliffe, right? Right. Right. Okay. I just want to make sure. I know he listens. If you're going to give a top 10 list, and now you're already at 12, there best not be another tie, or I'm going to be very bitter. Today is not the day to make me bitter. I am angry today. I'm like the Hulk.
There's several ties.
See. So why not do the top 20 and get rid of the tie?
And then I also did my top 10 by pulling out my phone that I can plug into my bike and listen to it off the phone. Mm-hmm. And I looked at
Does
my
that
list.
get oil in your iPod?
And I said, okay, my number 10 was Flirting with the Disaster by Molly Hatchet.
That's a good song.
Yeah. So his number 9 out of Australia was Sweet Hitchhiker, Who Will Stop the Rain by CCR.
Wait a minute. Okay. Sweet Hitchhiker.
And I guess Who Will Stop the Rain.
Wait a minute. Are we allowed to make fun of somebody's picks?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we know
he's
we are.
Australian.
Okay, a Sweet Hitchhiker I don't get as a riding song.
I didn't either. I actually had to go listen to it because I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
And even after I heard it, I said, okay, yeah, I've heard it, but I don't know it.
Yeah. And actually nobody's listened to that song in 40 years.
Yeah, but Who Will Stop the Rain is actually pretty good, but I don't see it as
That's not a riding song to me.
No.
Ooh. Oh, wake up.
Yeah.
And then my number 9 was S&M by Rihanna. Now, I'm sure Ken's never heard of that one.
I've never heard of it, but I do understand why you would like S&M.
I just didn't know he had a sport bike.
Right.
All right, so number 8 off the Motorbike Writers list was Brown Sugar, Rolling Stones. And it had the whole number 8 spot by itself.
Ooh, hey!
Okay, he
better step it up a notch.
I was gonna say he lost me after Bachman Turner Overdrive, I think.
Yeah. He better have a couple good songs.
Rolling Down the Highway's not that bad.
I like Rolling Down the Highway's a good one. That was Bachman Turner Overdrive.
Yeah.
I said after that's when it started to go down.
Oh, okay. So.
All right, go ahead.
And so his number 8 again was Brown Sugar by the Stones. I came in with Bad Girlfriend by Theory of a Dead Man.
I'm going to tell you this. I don't know it. I don't know it either.
I don't know.
I might know it. I probably.
It could be a great riding song, but I've never heard it.
But Dirk is laughing at it, so I'm going to say it's probably not.
No, he's laughing at you guys not knowing it. That's what it is.
Okay.
Is he? I might know if I hear. There's a lot of songs I know, but I
don't know the name. Right.
I don't know the name.
We might know it, so we can't agree or disagree.
All right. Now here's one I didn't know, and I listened to it and still didn't know it, so it must be an Aussie song. Ride the Night Away by Jimmy Barnes. His number 7.
Okay.
I've never heard of that.
Did it have like the kind of riding music sound to it?
It would not make my list of riding music.
All right.
But you're not Australian, so you would have had to play it upside down.
Yeah, and
I tried that. But
okay.
I turned the monitor over and it still didn't do anything.
Were you drinking a Foster's when you read the list? When you listened to the music?
No, I did that. That's probably the problem.
Here we go. Do you find Kangaroo sexy? All
No.
right.
All right,
See,
so
that's
that kinda
part of the
messes
problem
it
right
up.
there.
Right.
My number 7 was The Distance by Cake. Again, I'm looking at Ken. He doesn't know that one either.
You know, I do know that one, and I'm beginning to think that when we travel someplace as a group, Warren's not in charge of the radio.
Right.
So far off my list, the only one Ken's known is Flirting with Disaster.
I know Flirting with Disaster. And Bachman. Oh, that's right. You didn't have
No, that
Bachman
wasn't
Turner
mine.
in there? The Bachman Turner would have been behind.
Yeah,
that.
I've yet to hear Oliver Julian when in Rome.
That's right.
You know, that's
another
on a
Plugs
continuous
reference, yeah.
loop.
Yeah, that's right. That's a perfect any kind of event type thing. It can be riding.
When I ride in
sleeping.
my toga, that's what I listen to.
Yeah,
Number 6 from Australia was Ventura Highway by America.
I know that one.
Yeah, I
know
knew
that
that one
one.
too. Doesn't
not-
make any
that's-
rotation I have, but I know it.
Yeah, right, exactly.
My number 6 is Tainted Love, but the Marilyn Manson version, not the
Okay.
original version.
Right.
You know the song, but
I
you
do know.
the song.
I know both
I
versions.
actually
Really?
like the original version better than Marilyn Manson.
and I would.
The-
I'll agree with you about that. I
Yeah,
do too.
I like the Manson
and the only song that Marilyn Manson does as a cover that I like better than the original is "Personal Jesus."
I don't like any Marilyn
That's a pretty good
Manson
one.
songs after I found out he was a gay guy in prison.
That's a valid point right
Right.
there.
That's the
Yep.
Sons of Anarchy reference, and I don't know if he was gay other than just
He was
Oh,
boning. He was boning.
other than prison
He
gay.
was.
Well,
Was there other kinds of gay? I mean, wow.
yeah, he's boning Jews.
He's
Come on.
like. Warren's like, I'm not gay, just my prison boyfriend is.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Number 5. Now this one had several items that were tied for Australia.
Here we go.
Born to Run by Springsteen.
I know that one.
Life is a Highway by Cochrane.
I know that one.
Going Up Country by Canned Heat. It's a country song.
Yeah, I know that one.
Yeah, I just-
Ken Heat also sings that cheesy song about Harley Davidson something.
Oh, you know what you're talking about.
You know, they always play it at Ocean City
Yes,
Bike Week
yes,
on the
yes.
radio there. I
Right.
can't. Yeah.
And then the last one in this category, or this level, was Motorcycle Song by Arlo Guthrie.
Oh, jeez.
yeah.
That's not a riding song.
That's not a
No.
riding. That's like a be drunk
in
at
fact-
the
in
end of a party,
it's
maybe allegedly.
It's a good song about 8 Fosters in. That's what I would say.
Well, you know
big
what
ones.
this just says to me is you can't bike sober in Australia.
Apparently not.
So I'm okay with that. Not that there's anything wrong with that.
My number 5 was Mysterious Ways by U2. And again, King
How's that a riding song? I know that one.
Yeah, but it works for me.
Okay.
Number 4, Bat Out of Hell by Meatloaf out of Australia.
That's not a bad one. That's actually not a bad one.
Yeah.
That's not a bad one.
If you don't have the full lead in, if you just go straight to the song itself.
Right. Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah.
My
The
number,
lead in, I'd want to put my bike off the cliff.
Yeah.
yeah. My number 4 was Radioactive by Imagine Dragons. You gotta
not bad, not
you know
bad.
that one?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow. That's surprising. Number 3 off Mark's list was Take It Easy by the Eagles.
I mean,
okay.
it's a good song, not a riding song.
You know, here's what I'm thinking. Is maybe riding in a and this is why we need donations to Patreon and a whole bunch of money and stuff. Maybe riding in Australia is different than here.
Maybe.
And we need to go experience it.
Yeah, maybe they need to be calmed down in Australia.
Well,
That's what I'm thinking.
Whether it's different or not, we do need to go experience it.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes, I agree.
All right. My number 3 was Boys Around Here by Blake Shelton. I just like it. I think it's a good song to ride with.
Okay.
Man.
Country music, that doesn't work for me, but okay.
Number 2, Highway to Hell by AC/DC.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
I could go with that one. I
Highway
could
to
say
Hell's
that.
a good song.
Yeah, I would say so.
This one, for me, it was kind of... I like it right now, and I think it's a good riding song, but it's not something that's going to stay on my list forever, because it's just not... It's more of those...
That's not my name by the Ting Tings.
My songs Know What You Did in the Dark by Fall Out Boys.
Really?
Yeah, that's a guilty thing. It'll be a few
I
months, and I'll
didn't-
be on something else.
That explains the rainbow flag on the Harley.
Oh.
Oh.
All right,
What, Twinkle Twinkle Little Star was already taken?
I guess so.
number 1 out of Motorbike Rider was Born to Be Wild by Steppenwolf.
So here we go. Right now, I'm just going to say I discount every song he said because in Nowhere's in there was Kickstart My Heart, which might be the ultimate riding song.
Yeah, that's true, but I still think that the number one thing that makes a good riding song, and in my opinion, a driving song as well, is a good hard driving beat.
Well, then you're definitely like my number one because it definitely has a good drive.
Wait. Let me guess.
You'll
She's
never
Such
guess.
a Temptation by Billy Joel.
The theme song from Titanic.
Hold on. I got another one.
I should never open my
Chitty
mouth.
Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
Oh my Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
That's right.
No, supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
Yeah, right.
No, my number one was Thunderstruck by AC/DC.
Okay, not bad.
That's not bad. Yeah,
That's not bad. I'm a little discouraged by not when any of you mentioned ZZ Top.
That's,
My Head's in Mississippi might be one of the greatest songs ever written.
yeah.
It's good. It's very good.
And
I did
I'm
have
bad.
I
I'm
did have
nationwide.
ZZ Top floating in and out of several of these, but ended up going with this. But yeah, there's several ZZ Top songs.
Rock Me Baby
How about
by B.B. King and
okay? How about Highway Star, Deep Purple?
Radar Love.
Radar Love, yeah.
Both those would be good ones.
Nothing by
Now, see the difference between
Stevie Ray Vaughan. I don't want.
Oh yeah, I got a bunch of Stevie on.
Yeah,
my list.
apparently not, because he don't make your list.
He didn't make my list, but he got a bunch of them on there. But the thing is, my list is just my personal. Where Motorbike Rider actually did some kind of survey and actually has numbers to back up.
Wow.
Well, then
his picks.
he should relegate it to people who actually ride. Are old enough to ride.
So his number one, Born to Be Wild, garnered 8.3 of all the votes.
So here's what I have to say about that.
Out of? Did it say
Well,
how
it
many?
doesn't say how many.
It got 8.3 out of 8.1.
Right. Born to Be Born to Be Wild, I would say would probably make a list because everybody associates that because of the movie.
Yeah.
Me, it doesn't make my top 10.
No, I wouldn't. It's not, to me, it's not. That's a subject matter song, not a I'm riding and I want to listen to that. That's
Right.
not-
I don't.
not a
Right.
hard
That doesn't.
driving
When I'm
beat.
on my bike, that does nothing for me.
Right.
I like some AC/DC. I like some fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
Throw in some Guns N' Roses. 80s hair bands. When I'm riding, I want 80s hair bands.
Motley Crue,
Girls. But that's more of a bikini contest thing when I'm done riding, or the strip bar, depending where I'm going.
Yeah.
I
I like me some Slim Whitman when I'm riding.
the Fugs.
For some reason,
I like the Fugs.
that really does kind of fit him.
I don't think Phil knows who Slim Whitman is.
I do.
He
actually.
did. He watched Mars Attack, so
Yes,
he definitely knows
that's
who
right.
somebody is.
I do.
Right.
So there are just so many good songs out there.
There's a lot of songs with what I would say be a hard driving beat. So that kind of makes me think that in Australia
It's more relaxed riding.
They need to relax, maybe.
Yeah, because
Maybe the problem is if you get a hard driving beat, they all go out and do
Right
like
on the wrong side of the road.
Yeah, no, they do like a Mad Max thing if they get too worked
yeah,
up.
that could be.
know?
I am the Night Rider.
That's right. Yeah.
That-
I am the Night Rider.
that the new Mad Max comes out next month.
Yeah, so we'll see how many of these songs actually make that movie.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
I just think, some of those songs I like Life is a Highway by Tom Cochrane,
Yeah.
but I don't, that's something,
It's not something I would listen to while I'm riding.
right, that's something I'll listen to in my pickup if I'm driving a long distance, because it's got a good beat and you can run around 90 and just stay out there in the fast lane and stuff.
Allegedly.
No, that's the truth.
Okay.
Now that the speed limit is 70 in a lot of places, what's 90?
All right. Okay. Yeah.
It's just 2 numbers away.
Forward those tickets right here to ntnradio.com.
And reckless driving.
They
good point.
have to catch
Those
you
have to be
first.
hand delivered.
Yeah, those do have to be hand delivered. There are a lot of songs. Those songs weren't fast enough beat for me.
That's what I thought. To me, to make a great riding song, it's got to have a hard driving beat. You know what I mean?
Something that makes me want to miss a turn and just punt it off.
Yeah, exactly. Something that wants you to be.
Me to overcook.
You listen to
Remind
it.
me
You,
not
you
to
want to
ride
just
with
nail
you.
the throttle. You know?
Yeah. Like stuff like that I would listen to if I was like
Yeah.
in a parade doing 35 with 1,000 other bikes.
I mean, I know that. I don't know, because some of the songs you picked in there, I think you probably like listening to a few of my favorite things and things like that when you're riding. Raindrops on roses.
Oh,
Since
wow.
I have no idea what you're even saying there, I guess
yeah.
it must be a cultural thing.
He, what he really meant to say was his number one was Celine Dion.
Yep.
My number one was Thunderstruck.
Thunderstruck,
Thunder.
Yeah, you had to pull something manly out at the end, you noticed.
Yeah, I did.
before that,
he was like, I better do this. He was hoping to talk his whole way through and then do it at the end and think we forgot the rest.
He didn't want us to. Yeah. What's your favorite album for listening to in your writing?
Favorite album?
And we know
would
it's the
probably
soundtrack
have-
to Peter Pan, but go ahead.
No, my favorite album, if I had to listen to it from front to finish, would probably be Back in Black, AC/DC. 'Cause
Okay.
That's respectable.
Every
That's it.
song on it is a hit.
Yeah.
Even
Right.
the B side has got some
Right.
good hits on it. So.
Okay. I'm a big greatest hits
And then after-
album
Yeah,
guy,
like
too.
ZZ Top's greatest hits.
Right, yes.
Would totally
Right.
put me 4 speeding tickets
Right.
into
Yeah,
a day.
ZZ Top's greatest, and then also Van Halen's greatest would also work for me.
I'm not a Halen fan.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. You get into taste of music type thing. Like I'm a big Grand Funk Railroad fan, so like to me, I loved riding and listening to American Band. I love that because it had a good beat on it.
But that's the
I
only thing they've ever
I like
done.
Grand Funk. What do you have? Grand Funk's done has tons of hits. What do you mean? How do you do a best of album? I guess you're not a Grand Funk fan. That's probably before your time, right?
Probably is.
Actually is.
Probably is. I listen to a little bit of older stuff and stuff, but
Right.
like, yeah, I need a beat. I need something that's driving me.
Yeah,
There's really nothing. There's a few songs in the '90s that will do it for me. Yeah, you know what I mean. But most everything I like is late '70s through the '80s hair bands.
How about some Allman Brothers? How about like
Allman-
Ramblin' Man?
yeah.
Ramblin' Man
Yeah.
didn't make
Yeah.
anywhere on the list.
No, but
Nope.
I did have some Linkin Park in there before I pulled them off of mine, my top 10.
Okay.
So, you even know who Linkin Park is?
Yes, I do know who Linkin Park is.
It's not that place up in New York City or
Yes, it
Well,
is.
it's
Chicago.
actually Lincoln Park is in Chicago.
That's right.
Chicago.
Yeah, that's a good point.
But you're right. It is not in New York City. No.
Yes.
So yeah, I need a harder beat when I drive.
Yeah.
Some of those songs would
Well,
just
to
way
get
too
me
passive.
going when I'm
right.
I mean, I can listen to all kinds of music when I'm driving, but if I want to get out there and I want to,
like if I
Want
get
something that's
the
gonna get me
chance to get
going.
out there and be like, I'm going to do 500 miles today.
Right.
On a highway
Yeah.
going somewhere. It's like I'm
Yeah.
going to Daytona or I'm going to
Yeah.
Sturgis.
Yes.
I need something with a beat that makes me want to tick the miles down.
What are you doing over there, Phil? Okay.
On the camera, you can see
hey,
both
hey.
hands are above.
Your hands
I'm not
above
doing
the
this.
table.
Hey.
We're just wondering.
All right, I'm just
Just
saying.
wondering. All right. Well, was that it?
Yeah, that's all I got for that one. Do you want to go to
Okay.
break or you want to do something else?
Let's go to break because I don't know how much time we've used up. We can figure out where
we,
we
had-
are.
we can't tell time.
We're
We
pretty
can't
much
get our
okay.
audio.
We're okay for a break right now.
Okay.
Can't do our
but what
audio,
we should-
can't do the video, and we can't tell time.
What we should do is we should mention that this whole show will be up on YouTube later on this week.
Yes.
It's going to be in 2 segments on YouTube, so check it out.
Go to YouTube,
even
search NTN and DawgHouse.
And even if you have listened to the show, please go there and watch it. Just so long as you can hit the commercials from YouTube, so we can make a little bit of zing.
Yeah.
I don't care if you watch the whole thing
Yeah,
from that
cost
point.
you nothing, just a moment of your time, and that's it.
It might even piss off somebody in the office you work in.
And then we wouldn't be late sometimes because we'd have equipment that actually worked.
That would work.
This is Ace EJ from Adrenaline Crew. You're listening to the DawgHouse.
Okay, folks, welcome back. Popular Mechanics. One of my favorite, Popular Science
I haven't
and
seen
Popular
that
Mechanics
forever,
are great
too.
magazines. When I was a kid and I was growing up, it was one of the things that my dad read, so I got into reading like Popular Mechanics, and it's kind of like what do they say, the water closet reading, right? That means
Oh,
you
yeah,
guys?
yes, okay. Yes, that is definitely water closet reading.
And so I got into reading.
I haven't
them.
heard that term forever.
Yeah, I know. Popular Mechanics and Popular Science were like two of my favorite magazines when I was younger, because I always liked to kind of tech stuff, and and Popular Mechanics would have a lot of bike stuff, cool bike stuff in it too. A lot of new technology things were being developed. I think.
Is it when the first stone wheel came out?
Yeah, right. Okay. So anyway, Popular Mechanics recently reported on a cool design concept, and while concept cars are kind of cool, I'm into that kind of thing. I think concept motorcycles are much cooler.
Most of the
You
time.
get some pretty crazy things out there.
But here's something I thought was really, really cool they had in there, and it's called, and I named it, because they didn't bother to, because they were lazy.
So it's the Ken what?
No. It's a concept car-o-cycle.
Carocycle.
So like an auto
So
cycle.
we need to hashtag that? Carocycle?
I should patent it,
You should.
or trademark it.
trademarks.
Okay, so you probably know what I'm talking about, but up until now, only Batman had a vehicle that actually converts with a motorcycle. Right, the new
Yeah.
Batmobile, right?
The Tumbler.
That was yeah, that's right, the Tumbler,
And the Bat Pod.
motorcycle and a car together. But Fast Company, which is the name of the company, owner Mark Wilson asked Cadillac to design a car that converts into not one but two motorcycles.
That's kind of cool.
And unfortunately, kind of boring Cadillac passed on the opportunity when he came to them.
That figures.
So he went to a company called Argo Design, and they were more than willing to give it a shot. And there's a picture of it in this week's post. And like I said, I came up with that name because they didn't bother to give it a name. Oh, they did give it a name. I'm sorry. But the name they gave it really ticked me off. What do you think the name is they gave it?
Oh, hold on.
Autobot.
The Chaz Davies.
No. That would have been the Tall Brit.
The Jorge Lorenzo.
A Decepticon.
No.
Autobot.
Something that
Wow.
pissed you off.
You guys should be able to figure this one out.
The Nazi cycle.
No, not the Nazi cycle. Nice try, though.
The Argo cycle.
All right, you guys obviously aren't going to get it. They called it the lane splitter.
Oh.
What's wrong with you guys? You guys are,
Yeah, I don't
I
like
was
it.
going for more anger than that.
yeah, apparently.
Head splitter.
But I called
Skull
it, but
splitter.
we're going to call it the Caro cycle. Anyways, Argo Design's lead designer is a former NASA designer, not NASA in the Bahamas. NASA, thank you. Designer Chip Walters, and he designed this combination car motorcycle.
Wait, Argo's the company that makes all the amphibious things, right?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know the Argo designs.
Right? Durka, you know that, Durka. Never mind. Yes, Argo makes the amphibious track vehicles that, with like 4 wheels or 3 wheels on each side.
Okay.
That kind of skid steer around, and you can, they're amphibious.
Okay.
Use them out in the Midwest a lot to go places in the mud.
Okay. First job he had was tackling the mechanical problems inherent in building a car that divides in two. And that's literally what this thing does.
This
it's a
is
car,
cool.
It is, that divides in two, and then you have two motorcycles.
Just press a button and off you go.
Just imagine riding down the road with splits off, and your passenger and you are each riding a motorcycle off separately.
That'd be awesome okay. Durka could use that. Him and his wife commute all the time. They could just get to like right about where they need to split to go her way instead of him dropping her off and go boom. And they should go like something like by the power of Voltron or something like that.
By the
wasn't
power
it
of Durka stand.
Right? Wasn't it Voltron that everything like split up and became other things?
It's kind of like, remember in the Jetsons where they put the people in little pods, they send them down to their job, and they get
Yeah.
flying in there. This way you could send
And
them.
it doesn't look bad either.
It's interesting looking, but
I don't like that it has steering wheels.
it's a great way to make your wife go away when you're, right?
She's saying, I think we're supposed to turn here. Good, you do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Bam! See ya!
So, anyways, the big challenge to start with was building a steering mechanism that can work in two parts or just one. steer the motorcycle or steer, when it's split, or steer the car. So you'd have to have two sets that merge together and make one, and how to make the whole thing structurally sound, whether it's as a car or in two bikes. So Walters had come up with a concept, and he sketched it. Sadly, though, the car that becomes two motorcycles is unlikely to ever come to life.
That sucks, because I would buy one.
Even with rear wheel power making it more feasible, which is what they're aiming at. But Cadillac could have had some fun with this project, but they're just, Cadillac is a boring company.
I don't know. What's the little convertible one that has the Corvette motor in it? The little Cadillac.
I don't know. Nobody in the studio seems to know.
No. Hold on.
You don't need to look it up because it's a motorcycle show, and we don't really care.
I know, but I'm just thinking.
He's still got.
He can't help himself.
I can't help myself. I would totally buy that Argos thing.
Yeah, I do. I would too.
CTSV, is that what it is?
I don't know. It's a Cadillac. And to me, Cadillac's a boring company.
So
anyway,
does it say you can
XLR? The Cadillac XLR.
In their design, does it say anything about being able to split while you're riding, or you have to come to a stop?
It doesn't say anything in the article about that, but I'd like the idea of being able to split while you're riding. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Right?
They'd be like, Wonder Twin powers activate. Boom.
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so domestic motorcycle manufacturers, Harley-Davidson and Victory earned the highest satisfaction ratings according to Consumer Reports. But not surprisingly, Japanese bikes remain significantly more reliable. The following ratings are based on Consumer Reports' survey of thousands of subscribers who reported on more than 12,300 motorcycles for model years 2008 to 2014. The reliability ratings are based on failure rates for 4-year-old bikes. So that's they figured you had to go at least 4 years in order for them to get solid numbers, which I agree. By 4 years,
now I'm
sense.
going to start a war with Warren, but that kind of actually surprises me because, your average Japanese bike probably does, let's see, 20,000 miles a year, and your average Harley does what, 5? You know what I mean? If you go 4 years, you'd expect. Well, you're talking 80,000 miles on a sport bike, and you're talking 20 on a thing, 4 times the mileage.
Yeah, but you're two different things. One was the Harley and Victory came up on the highest in the driver satisfaction rating.
I know that.
Not reliability.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. That the fact that you're doing 4 times the mileage on the Jap bikes and they're still more reliable in that same period.
Oh yeah,
is kind of.
Oh yeah. So here's the rating. Here's the rating.
Crazy.
Okay, here's the rating.
I knew you would think so.
Of all the ones that were included that they used, number 9, which is not good. You don't want to come in number 9. That's the lowest. Is Can-Am.
I'm surprised that even that was that high.
That's Canadian.
Yeah, that's Canadian.
Right, it's Canadian. So they, hey, it broke. You hoser.
Hey, hoser, fix my car, eh?
Hey. Number 9, and I'm sure that Warren will have some words about this, was BMW. 40% of the respondents.
How could it be any higher because of all the recalls in the last 2 years?
They couldn't vote because they didn't have a bike anymore.
They couldn't get to the poll.
Number 7 was Ducati.
No, that's odd.
As soon as you said that, I looked at Phil. His eyes went.
This study would have been a lot better for you last year, wouldn't it?
It totally would have.
Yeah, it's not holding true this year.
It was probably done last year, though.
Well, 4-year-old.
They might not have done that. They might have just been like, I listen to DawgHouse.
Next year, the Ducati could be 2.
That's right. Yeah.
Number 6 was Triumph. Number 5 was Harley-Davidson. So Harley-Davidson's sort of smack in the middle. Number 4 was Victory. Notice we haven't mentioned a Japanese bike yet.
No, because they're all in the 2, 3, and 1.
Yeah. Number 3 was Kawasaki. Number 2 was a tie between Suzuki and Honda. And the number 1... Yamaha! Was Yamaha. Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah. So anyway, but Consumer Reports stated that owner satisfaction is a completely different measure. So apparently, Harley owners love their Harleys no matter how much they break down. Okay.
I have not had one break down on me.
You better knock on wood.
We're just poking at you. Satisfaction.
Of course, I've not had a Victory breakdown on me either.
There you go.
Have you ever had a Yamaha breakdown on you?
No, but I have a Honda breakdown on me.
Well, I don't. You know, I mean,
Anyway,
they have a tendency to try and run into Yamahas, fall down, and have people want to figure out why.
that's
But
right.
okay.
Satisfaction ratings were based on how many owners said that they would definitely buy the same bike if they were told to do it all over again. So, based on the satisfaction ratings as opposed to the reliability ratings, number one was actually Victory.
Really?
Yeah, Victory had the highest owner rebuy percentage. It was 80%. 80% of the buyers said they would buy the bike again.
You know, some of the older Victories were really hot.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, but
then
they're
the new ones are
but
nice
they're pretty
too.
solid bikes. I mean, they're built by
and they're
Polaris,
solid bikes,
you know,
and they
they're
come with big motors, and
Right,
they're shiny.
Yeah, I know a couple guys that have Visions, Victory Visions, but are there other products? You know, the 8 balls and the high balls and Kingpin. I don't know anyone that owns one of those.
Oh man, if you go south of here, last year when you were at the Some Gave All, some of those guys there that were riding on the Victories, some of them have 3 or 4 of them. There's one guy down there. He's got the Kingpin, and what's the other one? The one in Broadway, blue and white.
Yeah, I'm not saying I don't see them. I said I don't personally know anyone that has one.
Yeah, I know a bunch of guys with Victories, but there's not a Victory dealer nearby here. The nearest one is south of Richmond, like Petersburg.
Yeah, they're not, that's. I think the dealer network they're sort of limited. The dealer network.
So.
Number two, Harley Davidson said 72% of their purchasers would buy a BMW. Only kidding. They came in number two. 72% of Harley Davidson owners said they would buy another Harley Davidson, and 70% in number three was Honda with 70% said they would do that. Would buy the motorcycle again, and it appears according to Consumer Reports that comfort seems to be a key to satisfaction. So I mean, I can understand Harley coming in second. I'm not quite sure that Polaris is. I could make the same thing because they don't really have the long lineage of touring bikes that Harley has. So.
Right.
But their first
models.
But their first bike was the Vision.
Yes, that's true.
So
yes,
they started off with a touring model.
But they didn't really expand that.
No, they haven't.
Consumers report satisfaction categories included acceleration, comfort, and fun and styling. With comfort ratings, seemed that they were pretty much in line with the satisfaction ratings, which is kind of what I had just said. I'm sorry for repeating myself. Victory was the only brand to earn the magazine's highest comfort rating, which is surprising. Ducati, Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Triumph earned the lowest comfort ratings.
Well, when you got to consider they're probably looking at sport bike category.
Yeah, for the most part. I mean, the Triumph, I imagine they weren't just looking at sport bikes. Yeah. I can't imagine.
Well, here's the thing with Consumer Reports. So they're only polling their members.
Yes.
So you're not getting a broad range. You have to be a member.
Yes.
In good standing with Consumer Reports.
Well, I don't think they check your latest subscription status.
I'm sure they do.
I mean, they mail this thing out, and you fill it out, and you mail it back in, and it gets counted. You know.
Yeah. So it's a closed.
It's closed, but they don't know how many are going to be Harley owners versus Honda owners versus Victory owners, and how many of them are going to like it. I think it's as good as any other study.
Yeah, kind of.
If you get 500,000 respondents,
does it say how many they got?
I don't know if it says the total number they had, but it was
more than the 8 from the list.
It was over 100,000. It was over 100. Yeah, right. Handling was the other satisfaction category that had standout brand. Unfortunately, what stood out about this brand, which is the Can-Am, was how poorly it handled.
Wow.
It had a lower
surprise.
Right, it had a lower rating than every other brand in handling. The Consumer Reports full motorcycle analysis will be published in the magazine's May issue. So even if you don't subscribe, you can go out and pick it up on your local newsstand.
I might do that
if there is such thing as local newsstands anymore. Are there newsstands around anymore?
No,
well, New York,
they're in the supermarket. New York still has them. I don't see any in D.C. Supermarkets have newsstands and stuff.
Well, yeah, they have magazine section.
And if you can find a bookstore, there's not very many of those left either.
Well, bookstores in D.C., and this was starting to happen back before I left Long Island. On Long Island, bookstores in the back were opening up restaurants because nobody reads, but they like to think they're smart. So they would go in there and do that and then open. And in D.C., there's a few like that are like a bookstore out front.
Most of the bookstores around here also have like Starbucks or something.
No, like top of the line restaurants.
No, I know. I'm saying right around in this general vicinity.
Yeah. Well, I don't think anybody around here reads.
They're snooty around here.
I don't know if you guys. I don't know what thing they're working, but I'm gonna take that mouse and throw it out the freaking window after the show. I've had it. I was pounding it on the table when you were gone, and now it's giving Darker some hard time. I'm gonna take it with a bat.
Come on, that's a
classic.
That's our favorite beverage manufacturer's mouse, right?
That was a freebie.
Well, just because you make a carbonated beverage doesn't mean you make a good mouse, right?
That's true.
All right. Well, I think we're going to take a break. We'll go ahead and head at the break right now. When we come back, Warren's going to do some more news and wrap the show up for us. So, and maybe we're going to go to break, but I'm not hearing music. And no, it's mouse tapping time. Everybody, tap your mouse.
Everybody, tap your mouse.
Hi, I'm Larry Pegram, and you're listening to the DawgHouse on ntnradio.com.
All right, folks, welcome back to the DawgHouse. There are too many fingers pointing here. I didn't know when to start, and I started
You know,
early,
they have-
and I started late.
They have a name.
They
They have a name for that. It's premature something, but I'm not sure why.
Premature starter.
premature fingering.
Oh wait.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
we're having struggles this evening, and it's just continuing because we're just having so much fun. We just don't want it to end.
No, I literally wanted to end
Yeah,
so I can throw the mouse out the window.
Right.
The quicker the show ends, the quicker that thing goes for a ride.
Oh, well, do you guys know that Vladimir Putin rides a motorcycle?
And a horse. Does he do that? Bear?
And he
does-
Did he do it
And
bare
wrestles-
chested?
yeah.
Yeah, and he wrestles a bear, and he knocks out Chuck Norris with a single punch.
Okay. Cool.
Hey, wait. I know Chuck Norris.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Chuck Norris would bite his hand right off.
Oh, Chuck Norris is getting kind of old.
Well, he's
No,
good
Chuck
buddies.
Norris, the pit bull.
Oh, the pit bull. Okay.
He's good buddies. Putin, not Norris, is good buddies with one of the Russian one percenter bike gangs.
Wait a minute. The Russians have 1%ers?
Yes, they do.
Wow.
You would think in communist Russia, everybody would be a 99%, right?
Exactly. Right. Yeah.
Am I wrong on this, right?
Or everybody be a 50%er.
Or 50%, right? Yeah,
That's the way it should be.
I think so.
That group is known as the Night Wolves, and he's used them a lot for his
For like,
supposedly for his dirty business. Now that's just
Ooh.
alleged. He's real good buddies with the president of the Night Wolves. In fact, he's decorated him with the highest orders of the Russian society.
Wait a minute. Okay, right off the bat, I see something very different. But so maybe the Australians need to have a conversation with the Russians who are giving medals to bike club presidents, and they're outlawing them down in Australia.
Vlad is taking them out in Australia, and Vlad Putin is putting them back in.
Yeah,
right. Somebody's got this all wrong somewhere.
Well, anyway, Putin is using them again, this time because of the World War II, in the World War II anniversary is occurring. He's sending the Night Wolves on a European tour that's going to end up in Berlin at about the time that the Russians would have captured Berlin at the end of World War II. Mm-hmm. So it's not sitting well with a lot of folks.
Yeah, well, hey, you know what? Nothing says love and neighborly stuff like, having a group of
1%ers,
state-sponsored 1%ers
Right.
roll through
Yeah.
your country.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like the Poles and the Slovenians.
We'll just call them all
Slovaks.
Poles.
Slovaks.
What are the Slovaks? What the hell are they?
You have the Czechs or the Czech, from
Yeah,
the Czech Republic. But what do you call the Slovenians? From Slovenia?
Just call them slow. They're slow.
For the slows.
Well, there goes our last guy.
They
from Slovenia.
don't get the internet there anyways. Don't
That's right.
worry about
They're
it.
too slow. It's
Well,
dial-ups.
anyway,
They won't know they're mad at us for at least 2 years.
Right.
Well, the Night Wolves are going to follow the
Slavs.
Slavs?
Yes, that's what you call them, Slavs.
I think that's the whole region, isn't it?
You call them
Whatever.
Slavs?
You know what?
You
You know
don't
what
know
I
them
call?
that well.
I call them all Polacks, and
Okay.
just deal with it.
There you go.
The Night Wolves are going to follow the steps of the Red Army through Poland, Slovenia, the Czech Republic, and a few other places.
Cool. Did they get to go back to Russia and then all freeze to death outside St. Petersburg? 'Cause that's what they did.
Well, that would be the German 1%ers, not the
No,
Russians.
plenty of them died too.
But anyway, but the Poles and the Czechs and others are really pissed off about it, and they're having the intent of using their motorcycle clubs to block
Cooling 1%ers.
the Night Wolves from rolling through their countries. Now, if you want to participate in this on either side, Ken,
Yes.
I kind of. I don't know if I want to participate, but I damn sure want to be where they meet up. It's like the cops are just gonna sit back and be like, "Hey, have at it, boys."
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that episode when it comes on.
it's going to be April the 24th is when they're going to leave out
that's
of
coming
Moscow.
up. That's coming
so
up in
it's
a few
very
days.
soon. So you do have time to get your tickets and get
When
over
they're
to
leaving
Moscow.
out of Moscow. I want to know when they're going to get in. When they're going to get into Slovland.
We do need to find out what Slovenians are called.
Slavs.
Probably Slovenians. I just made that up, but I don't know for sure.
Sounds good. Roll
Slavs.
with
I like Slavs.
Well, that's the whole region. That's
Slavs.
the entire Balkans area.
In the winter, they're cold Slavs.
Oh,
Couldn't help that.
you want some cabbage with that?
Yes, please.
Now, as I said, remember, the big question is what's going to happen when the 1%ers from the west meet the 1%ers from the east?
So wait a second. Here's my question, and I'm sure you don't have the answer. But, okay, I can understand in Russia the 1%ers doing it because it seems like Putin throws jobs and money their way.
Right.
Like, hey, go take care of that group, get rid of this group.
Right.
He
Are they
use
doing?
these guys in
Are the
Crimea.
other governments doing the same thing? Like, it's not very often I hear, well, Barack Obama reached out to the pagans today and told them to
Right.
roll into Canada. So why would the 1% clubs from the other countries
Listen to the government. Why would
listen
they
to
care?
the government? I mean, if you told the Hells Angels or the Mongols or who pick your 1%er here in the U.S. Hey, listen, there's some guys from Russia riding across the ice bridge formed over in Alaska. We want you to go intercept them. They'd, like, roll up there with beers and, like, hey, what can we do to work out a deal? Like
Right.
Sons of Anarchy style.
Yeah, we would be trading like vodka with them.
Right, I
Right.
mean, so I'm not sure what they think's going to happen other than
Well, I think
the
there's-
group of 1%ers ransacking your country will get larger.
I think there's a lot of more animosity over there than there is here as far as that goes, because the Poles are, under threat from the Russians, and they're trying to do the missiles and all this other stuff. So I think there's a lot of nationalistic pride going on that will,
And they have history.
and they do have not good history either.
Right, well, that's what I'm saying. They have history
Yeah,
I mean, there's the Poles definitely aren't fans of the Russians.
No,
They've been conquered by them, and they were occupied by them. So anyway, okay.
Right.
Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting story. Putin's using the motorcycle gangs to do things, and you don't hear about anybody else doing that. But,
They damn sure ain't doing that in Australia.
No.
like that ain't happening there. The 1%ers be like, I got your
Right.
blockade right here.
Cool.
I'm thinking like some family club from the U.S. could go to Australia and they won't even help them.
I can't even imagine our government asking any 1% club in the U.S. to do anything for them, period.
other than go to jail.
Right. Exactly.
Right. Or I can't even imagine them asking a non-1% club to do anything for
Yeah,
them.
but I mean, I can't imagine, even if they were going to give them a get-out-of-jail-free card, I can't imagine the U.S.
Right.
government asking a 1% club to do anything.
No, I really don't see any European government other than maybe because of their border relationship with Russia, being on the Poles, the Czechs, the Slovenians, all those people up and down to there. They don't want the Russians to roll through. But
Right.
would the Germans do anything if Poland let them through? Would the Germans do anything?
I don't know.
Probably
Do
not.
Germans have 1% clubs besides the obvious, like, Hells Angels?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah. The infamous Krautmasters?
They lose their patches to the government and stuff.
All right, well, I think that's probably enough for this week. We're going to go ahead and roll out of here. After this, we're going to make sure you check out our other videos and subscribe on YouTube. That is youtube.com/user/NTN America. One word.
And we are going to be doing the podcast after this break is going to come back with the racing segment.
Right,
And that will be also on YouTube too.
right. So make sure you check it out.
So 2 shows.